just tastes like one big fudge brownie. If you love cake just as much as I do, and specifically lemon cake, and chocolate cake, and carrot cake, then today you're in for a treat because you can eat that every single day for breakfast for the rest of your life once you watch this video in a healthy, nutritious, muscle building kind of way. But you can! Every single one of these oat recipes are under 300 calories and 27 grams of protein or more, as in that's a lot.
Today's video is sponsored by Lumen, which is the first handheld metabolism tracker. And we'll chat more about them later.
We're gonna start off today with a lemon cake. I love a lemon cake. Today's all about oats, so we're gonna start off with half a cup of oats. But I recommend using oat flour. And the way that I make that, if you've watched my videos before, you already know that. But I just like to grab half a cup and then put it in my blender and try to not make a mess everywhere. And then I blend it. And then it turns into oat flour. Half a cup of oats. Next up, we need some protein powder, and I'm using just a vanilla one from One at Nutrition. Just make sure you like it because it's always gonna play a part in how your lemon cake oats are going to be tasting like. For today's recipe, I'm gonna add half a scoop. Next up, I'm gonna add some Greek yogurt. This is 0% milk fat. You can also use skyr or any other yogurt that you enjoy. Any vegan yogurt maybe. A quarter of a cup. I'm gonna eyeball a third of a teaspoon of some baking powder, half a teaspoon of some vanilla extract. Now this is a lemon cake, so we are gonna add some lemon. Gonna start off with a little lemon zest to give it that lemony delicious flavor. And then we're gonna squeeze in some lemon. However much lemon you like, maybe between half to 1 teaspoon, I would say. A tiny little salt. A tiny little salt. I sound like a baby, but I'm from Denmark, so that's okay. A quarter of a cup of water, and then we mix it together. Voila! Now, depending on how sweet your protein powder is, how sweet you want your lemon oats cake to be, you can add some stevia or monk fruit, either extract or more sugary real. I would say if you want like a real dessert tasting. I tend to like the extract form more. My body just likes that more. I'm gonna add a little dash of this monk fruit, but again, this is optional, and if I were to eat this every day, I probably wouldn't put this in, but because we're making the lemon cake oats, we want a little extra sweet today. All of the oats that we're making today, you can decide whether you want it to be in the air fryer, in the oven, in the what's it called? Or in the microwave. I'm just gonna do all of them in the microwave. I'm thinking a lot of you guys, if you are making this for breakfast on a weekday, it's just more convenient to put it in the microwave, so that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put this in for 1.5 to 2 minutes, but depending on your microwave, you may need more, you may need less. While it's heating up, we can quickly mix some frosting together. I'm just taking some more Greek yogurt, just a little bit, a little more stevia, a little squeeze of lemon. You can even put a little bit of protein powder in there, that usually tastes good. That is some quick lemon frosting for the top of this lemon cake. Yummy! Voila! We get some lemon. Oh, it's hot! Just gonna add a little frosting. You can of course add more if you want. So that was the easy, simple version that you just saw of it. But I want to show you another version as well. It's a little more festive. Does it kind of look like a child made it? Yes. But does that make it a little bit more fun to eat? Yes, I think so. But before I eat this, I gotta do something. Before I start eating, I want to track my metabolism now so that we can track it after I've eaten as well. Kind of compare. I think that would be fun.
Right now I'm using Lumen to take one deep breath in so that it can measure my CO2 concentration. Then I gotta hold for 10 seconds. By measuring these levels, it indicates the type of fuel that my body's using to produce energy right now, which is carbs or fat. If it's a high CO2, that means I'm burning carb. And if it's a low CO2, that means I'm burning fat. I'm now breathing out again, and I gotta make sure to keep this ball inside this round circle.
Okay, so I was in level 2 now, so we're gonna see what happens after I've been eating these oat recipes.
Being in level 2 means that I'm mostly burning fat, which means your body's ready for food.
Which means that now we can dig in. Who wants lemon cake for breakfast? Guys, it's just way too good. I'm sorry, but I'm just not gonna let that go to waste. Nope. Trust me, if you had tried this cake, you wouldn't have let it go to waste either. So you can judge me now, wait till you've made this cake, and if you still judge me at that point, then okay, I'll take it. But if you haven't made this cake and you're judging me right now, I'm not taking it. And you know what? This is only cake 1 out of 3, so I think we should move on to oatmeal cake number 2. I say to the camera, let's move on to number 2, and then I shut off the camera and I'm just standing here and eating. This next oatmeal is a chocolate brownie oatmeal, but I'm gonna add the word cauliflower in there, but don't get scared because it's gonna be really good. Just trust me. This one has a few layers to it, so there's a few steps and I'll guide you through it. It's really simple, but I'm just letting you know. This time we're gonna start off with 1/3 of a cup of oatmeal, which again, I'm gonna turn into oat flour. You don't have to, I just like to do it. Then I'm just gonna add a touch of salt, a little bit of cinnamon, a little squeeze of stevia. Then we're gonna add some unsweetened cocoa powder. I'm just gonna add 1 tablespoon. And then last thing before we pop it in the microwave is some water. And I'm just gonna give that a minute to a minute and a half. Now it's about to get fun because in this little mix here, we're gonna add some cauliflower. And you can use frozen or you can grate it yourself, whatever you prefer. It just may need a little extra or a little less time in the microwave. I'm just gonna put that in here. And you may be like, this is gross, but just wait. It's a great way to get a little extra nutrients in your oatmeal as well as some volume. I'm gonna add a little bit more water. We're gonna put it in the microwave again for maybe 1 to 2 minutes. Now last but not least, we're gonna add some protein powder and some egg whites. And you can absolutely put it all in at once and just microwave it. We're just trying to get the perfect texture here, but honestly, if I'm doing it for myself, I maybe won't go through all these steps. I may just put everything in 1 bowl and get it over with. For this video, we're making it extra special. Make sure that you love the protein powder that you're using. I'm gonna use this chocolate peanut butter blast. Next up, 1/2 cup of egg whites. And if it's not sweet enough, you may want to add some more stevia, kind of taste it out and see how we feel it. Do you see what I meant with volume? This for sure is some volume. Another round in the microwave, maybe 2 minutes, maybe 1.5, maybe 3, depending on your microwave. It's expanded. You can totally eat it like this, but I'm just gonna add a little bit of toppings. Ah, that's so hot. Yummy, yummy. This bowl is so hot. I've been trying to take a thumbnail shot with it and I keep having to put it down because it's so hot. Okay, it's too hot. Let's dive in. Let's do a scoop right here in the middle. It's so weird that you can't taste the cauliflower. It's so weird, but it's the truth. It's the truth. It's so good. It just tastes like one big fudge brownie. Woo, it's so hot. But the real truth is, it's just health without even tasting like it. So good. If you want to be dancing like this every morning when you're eating your breakfast, no. If you have a hard time getting out of bed in the morning, if you keep snoozing that alarm, you gotta try these to start breakfast because they're gonna make you get out of the bed. But not just that, they're also gonna help you get energized throughout the entire day. I think that's a win-win situation. We gotta move on. We still got a carrot cake. Oh, just wait for that one. If you thought this was cool, just wait for the carrot cake. It's about to go down. Once I've eaten a little bit more of this because I just can't stop right now. Can't stop this feeling. I'm actually so excited to show you the results of this lumen tracker by the end of the video because you know how our bodies, when we wake up in the morning, we burn mostly fat, but when we've eaten a cake, for example, then our body uses the carbs as fuel to be energized and move.
And understanding our real-time metabolic data can just be super helpful when making daily nutritional decisions.
Okay, we're moving on. If you're a long-time follower, you know what my favorite vegetable is, and we're gonna need it for this recipe. It's a carrot. And we're gonna grate it. I can't find my grater. We're just gonna use about half of this carrot so I can eat the rest of it. I don't know how to do this without making a mess. I'm sorry. I think that's enough. Now we're gonna add 1/2 cup of oats, 1/2 scoop of this vanilla protein powder, a little baking powder. Now for seasoning, you can either use cinnamon, ground ginger, ground nutmeg, ground cloves, and a little salt. Or you can do what I'm doing, which is just add some pumpkin spice seasoning. And a dash of salt. Now add a little stevia, depending on how sweet you want it. That's depending on how much you put in. You can put in more, you can put in less. Real cake, this one, a little more healthy, or is that something I'm kind of telling myself? I don't know, possibly. I'm gonna use this one. Whoa, art! 3 tablespoons of egg whites. Give it a little mix.
Add 3 tablespoons of some almond milk.
I'm gonna put it in this bowl, and last time I did that, people were like, that's so weird. This is like a rice bowl or a noodle bowl, something like that. But I think it looks pretty, so we're doing it again. I kind of had a sneak taste, and I just gotta tell you. And also the mix of those spices, I don't know what to say. I get speechless these days when it comes to these recipes. I used to be loud. Maybe I'm still loud, I don't know. Shut up. Let's do this. Just like with the lemon cake, let's quickly make some frosting out of some Greek yogurt. You can also use, what's it called? Cream cheese. You can also use cream cheese. This is optional. This is just like a little addition because we want it to look aesthetically beautiful so that you decide to make it, right? Because it's all in the looks when it comes to food, I feel like. When something looks good, then we'll think it tastes good. And it does taste good, so we might as well make it look good. Just a tiny bit of vanilla extract. Make it taste a little like vanilla. A tiny bit of sweetener. Mix it around. Wow! That is a carrot cake! Whoa. I feel like this one doesn't do the look justice. I could have made it look better. Maybe I shouldn't be using this bowl for these recipes. Maybe you guys were right. Sometimes you gotta make mistakes, but you know what?
I'm still just as excited to dig into this.
We made 3 winners. This is so good. And I do highly recommend you add a little topping. Mwah. Delicious. Okay, so I've eaten, I would say, a little over half of each of these. So I wanted to measure my metabolic data now so that we can see what phase my body's in after having eaten.
Lumen's nutritional plan is all about improving your metabolic flexibility, burn more fat through carb cycling or the anabolic diet. And Lumen can also tell you if you're fueled for your workout. Together with the diet, it's about getting back to fat burn with workouts that are efficient and quick by depleting carb stores faster and using fat for fuel instead.
And it's the first metabolic tracking available outside of every research lab. Oh cool, so now I'm burning mostly carbs because I've just been eating. It's so cool how a little device like this can track that, isn't it? Lumen has a special offer for you guys.
If you use my code PS, you get $50 off.
This offer is valid for the first 100 people who are wanting to try this out. If you want to check it out, the link is in the description. I hope some oatmeal cakes bring a little bit of joy to your oatmeal mornings. If you like this video, I think you're gonna like this one as well. I appreciate you and I will see you again very soon. Bye!